morning. So, here's the thing. Not everybody, when they start their Scentsy business, or sometimes when you get down the road a little bit, but sometimes when you start your Scentsy business, you're not going to have people who jump right on board and say, all right, I'm going to buy it from you. I'm going to tell all my friends about it. I'm going to support you in any way I can. I'll share all your stuff. I'll like all your posts. I'll comment on all of them and tell you what I think about it, all that stuff. And for the longest time, I really didn't know what to say to people when that happened. Because listen, I'm sure for some people, they don't give a crap. They're just going to keep going anyway, okay? For other people, you really do give a crap. And you're like, man, like nobody's supporting me. Why is nobody supporting me? I'm a really good person, I'm doing this for a good reason. I'm not doing this just to, I don't know what a bad reason would be. I don't know where I was going there. Point is, I'm doing this because I really want to do it, and I want to be a success, and I want to be successful, and I want to, maybe in the future help others be successful too. But nobody's supporting me right now. Nobody's buying anything. Like, nothing at all. I got on a Zoom last night with a few other directors, and it was for anybody, but it was directors that were talking. And the last girl that got on there, her name was Vanessa Rowe. She got on there, and she said originally she only joined because she wanted to shut her friend up because she kept asking her. It was her best friend, so somebody that she knew well and who knew it would bless her. But she wanted to shut her friend up, so she finally joined. She was like, fine, I'll join Scentsy, whatever. And then she starts, she gets going on it. She gets kind of excited about it. She's like, okay, all right, this might be cool. I love Scentsy anyway. So, let's do this. Let's really give it a shot. And nobody bought from her. Nobody. None of her friends, none of her family, nobody bought from her. And she was like, dang, okay, well, this is not going well at all. So I think she said for maybe a year or so, she kind of just went through it, and she was like buying her own Scentsy, to get her own discount and things like that. And every once in a while, she'd have like maybe one or two other orders to put in along with her own. And she was barely staying active. And at the time, it was back, I think she had joined in 2014. At the time, to stay active as a consultant, hey Leslie, to stay active as a consultant at that time, she had to put in 150 PRV in a month every 3 months. So every 3 months, she'd be up for cancellation because the only person buying from her was herself. And she was kind of butthurt about it. And listen, I would be too, don't get me wrong. She was kind of butthurt about it. Some things ended up happening in her life, and she was like, listen, if I'm going to do this, I got to do it, I got to do it. Nobody's going to do it for me. I got to meet some new people. I got to bring some new people into this network. Because obviously the people that are in my network are not supporting me. It's not happening. So, okay. And she did that. And I don't think she actually went into detail on how she did it and things like that. There were, the point of the Zoom was for them to like tell their story and how they got to where they were today, as far as like what their background was before Scentsy, when they started Scentsy, why they started Scentsy, their Scentsy story pretty much. But I think that's really important because listen, not everybody who joins Scentsy is going to be super successful right off. And what I mean by that is not everybody's going to support you right off. Okay. You may have people who are completely totally against it. There are people who don't like direct sales in general. You may have people who are like, oh yeah, that's great, but you're never going to do anything with it. Like good for you, but you're not going to do anything with it. And it's like, well, thanks for that. Rude. You don't know what I'm going to do with this. You don't know what my reason is for wanting to do this, right? You don't know. And you may have people that support you. Maybe you got one person in your corner and they're like, okay, listen, yeah, I'm going to buy from you because I like you and, I'll support you. Maybe that's the only person you got. Maybe you got zero. Maybe you got a big old goose egg. But here's the thing, and I've told this many times. It's been a while since I have, but I've told this many times, and it makes sense. If you have, let's just say you have a gas station or a convenience store, some kind of little store or shop, right? Are you gonna just depend on the people you know already to come in your store and buy things to be successful? If you've got a brick and mortar store, right? Whether it's a convenience store, grocery store, whether it's things that people need or not, okay? Are you just going to depend on the people you already know to support your business and to make that brick and mortar work? No. You're going to spend money on signs. You're going to spend money on advertising. Advertising is probably going to be one of your biggest expenses, okay? Because you got to get your name out there. You got to get your product out there, whatever that is. With us, it's Scentsy. It's a lot easier for us to get our product out there under people's noses. And then, once they sniff it, they're like, ooh, okay, yeah, I'm into that. Let's go. But you're not just going to depend on the people you already know to support your business, especially if you want to grow, okay? If you got a brick and mortar and you want to make money instead of spending money to keep it open, you're going to have to branch out. If you got a Scentsy business, maybe you did spend money to start your business, maybe you didn't. From here, once you get your kit and everything, maybe you don't have to spend a whole lot of money. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money to make money with Scentsy. You don't have to spend any money to make money with Scentsy, if I'm quite honest with you. Okay, there are plenty of ways, and we went over this with the transition on how to market your Scentsy business for free until you get some commission and you can get some things. But my point is, you have to grow your network, okay? Whether that's going to work and talking to people there, whether that is, going to the grocery store, wearing a Scentsy shirt, or, listen, write Scentsy on a piece of paper and tape it to your chest. If you don't have a Scentsy shirt, do something where people know that you sell Scentsy. Maybe you go through the checkout line at the store and you give them a scent circle and say, hey, thank you. I appreciate your service. I appreciate you working today and helping me out with this checkout. I've been doing that recently at drive-thrus, it doesn't have to be a scent circle. It can be a cheap little sample pack you made up. It doesn't matter. They're going to appreciate the fact that you went that little extra mile and gave them something to show your appreciation and you thanked them. Because listen, we all know that working with the public is a thankless job, okay? You don't get a lot of thank yous because a lot of people really just don't give a crap. So when you say thank you, people really appreciate it. A lot. I'm getting off subject. That's another way to grow your business or grow your network. Let's see here. Start sharing a little bit more on your stories or on your personal Facebook page or in your VIP group. Listen, if your VIP group's dead, like mine is right now, be more consistent. And listen, I am not judging anybody on VIP groups. I know some of y'all are in my VIP groups, some of y'all newer people, and y'all have seen that it's dead, and y'all have seen that I'm not consistent in posting there. I am not. What I am doing is working on being a little more consistent on Instagram and Pinterest, posting some things on Pinterest, posting things, reels, stories, all that stuff to Instagram. I am working on slotting out a time to sit down and schedule posts for my VIP group. I actually found a couple yesterday that I went ahead and scheduled for the next 2 Sundays. It's going to be like 6-pack Sunday kind of thing. But being consistent with social media is your biggest thing as far as social media goes. If you're on social media and you're not consistently posting things, people are not going to see anything because, algorithms are really weird anyway. There's a training that I watched yesterday in that incentive bootcamp group. I can't remember who it was. Who was it? One of them talked about, I don't remember who it was. One of them talked about that though, about being consistent in your VIP group. So people are, and being consistent on social media in general. Because if you're not consistent, people aren't going to see anything. People aren't going to watch you. People aren't going to trust you to be their Scentsy lady or their sponsor or anything like that. They were talking about like not putting dollar amounts. Oh, Rachel Pence, that's who it was, Rachel Pence. She was talking about not putting dollar amounts, not putting your link out on your Facebook page, because we're sharing, we're not just selling. Okay, and that's a big thing that I should be sharing here more often. We are sharing, we are not selling. We're sharing Scentsy. We're sharing our experience with Scentsy. One example she gave was she had 2 warmers out of the new catalog. She got them out of the Keep Growing, Keep Flowing, or whatever incentive that thing was, kit. And she had 2 warmers, and she said, new catalog problems. Which warmer should I put here? And just posted that on her Facebook page. Didn't try to sell anything. Didn't put prices, didn't put her link, anything like that. Just put that out there. And people like to know that you value their opinion. People like to answer. People like to give their opinion. Let's be real here, okay? People like giving opinions. And that's another way for them to see your product. And listen, if they know you and you've been friends with them on Facebook and you've been consistent with Scentsy in general, they know you're the Scentsy lady. So they know you got that available. They know to say, hey, how can I get that warmer? Because I like that warmer. They know to ask you. Maybe I'm getting too far off track. I don't know. Point is, you're not just going to depend on the people who are in your circle right now to support your business and grow it as far as you want to go. Okay? Maybe you don't want to go that far. Maybe you want 20 extra bucks a month. But you know what? To get 20 extra bucks a month, let's do the math real quick here. If you're an essential consultant and you want 20 extra bucks a month, you're going to have to sell $100 worth of Scentsy. Okay? If you are a certified consultant and you want to make, make 20 extra bucks a month, you got to sell $100 and you're going to get 25 because your commission percentage goes up then. But the point is, you're going to have to do a little work to get that $20, right? You're going to have to sell $100 worth of Scentsy to get that $20. So it's not like you may burn your group out. You may tap them all out. So say this month you sell $100 worth of Scentsy to your group, right? To your people that you currently know. And then next month you say, okay, I got the same goal. I want to make 20 bucks again. Sorry, we bought last month. We're good. We're good on Scentsy. We don't need anything. Well, crap. Where are we going to go now? Now we got to start going. And I think something important to remember, especially with social media, is that planting seeds is going to be a lot of what you're doing. Okay? You're going to be starting to be more consistent on Facebook or Instagram, Pinterest, whatever the case may be. You'd be more consistent on there. But, you may not see the fruit the same day. You're probably not going to, quite honestly. Okay? You're probably not going to see it the same day. You start adding people on Facebook and interacting with their posts and things like that. You don't add them and invite them to your VIP group. No. We don't add them and ask them to like your page. No. We don't add them and immediately message them and say, hey, you want to buy this? Or do you like Scentsy? Whatever. No, we don't do that. We add them on Facebook, and then we start building a relationship with them. Get to know their life a little bit, comment on their stuff, interact with them, And then they start doing the same with you, and you build a little bit of a relationship, And as long as you're being consistent and showing that you're still a Scentsy lady on Facebook, and, sharing the product, not selling it, not just trying to sell stuff to people all the time. Don't get me wrong, I'm bad for that sometimes. I'm trying to reel it in. Then that's the way to build a real relationship with these people so they will trust you. Know, like, and trust you. We've talked about that before. And they will want to either buy from you, join your team, maybe both at different times, obviously. So I think that's very important. And I think it's important to know that just because people are not supporting you now doesn't mean they never will. Or it doesn't mean that you won't find other people who will. Because the people who are in your circle now are not going to grow your business. If your goal is to have 3,000 PRV a month, or 1,000 PRV a month, or 500 PRV a month, 200 PRV a month, whatever that case is, your current circle is not going to do that. It's not going to happen. Maybe for 1 month, if you're lucky. Some people are not. Some people don't have people supporting them. I'm just going to tell you straight up. But it's not going to happen every month. You're going to tap them out. Okay? So I just want to get on here and say that because I listened to Vanessa yesterday and I really liked what she said and how she said it, and that she did not give up, even though, nobody supported her in the beginning. And it was really inspiring. And like I said, I never knew what to say to people when nobody supported them at first. You have plenty of parties that are duds. Nobody shows up, or nobody buys anything, or nobody wants to buy anything. Maybe one person buys, or you have a new consultant who joins and not getting a whole lot of interaction. It's okay. It's okay. Let's keep going. Don't discourage yourself and be like, man, nobody's supporting me, so I guess I suck. Well, no, that's not how it goes. That doesn't mean anything about you. It means something about them. Maybe they don't want Scentsy. Maybe they don't need Scentsy. Maybe they agreed to be in your group because they wanted to support you that way, but they're really not doing anything else. That's okay. That's okay. That is okay. Let's work and grow your network. Meet some people. Take a bag party to work. Have your husband take your bag party to work. Have your wife take your bag party to work. Have your whoever. Get your mom to do it. Hey, Mom, take this to work and have some people sniff it. Okay? Then have them look in this book and tell you what they want. Thank you. Appreciate it. You ain't got to buy nothing, Mom. You don't have to buy nothing. Just take it to work and ask people to sniff it. Sit it on the table at work. I bet you somebody who likes Scentsy is going to see that. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I mean, it's worth a shot. If you got to do something, right? So anyways, I'm going to get off here. I got to go work. But I just wanted to get on here and say that because I think it's important to know. Just because people aren't supporting you now doesn't mean nobody ever will. Okay? Don't get discouraged. If you do get discouraged, take 5 minutes, take a deep breath, and move on. Let's keep going. Okay? Y'all have a good day. Love you too, Sam.